Y'all know who y'all rocking with. It's your boy Rocky.
And your girl Mel.
And it's the Common Sense Show where sense isn't always common, but the truth could be right in front of your face. We just rejecting to see it.
Yeah, period.
Today we doing the review, recap, and decode of the show from.
Yes.
Tell me about it. What's your thoughts on the show?
So I feel like this show was a great series. And, you know, a lot of people could be confused.
Yes.
You know, like we get it. Horror, awesome.
Yes.
They did good. But what is it really about?
Let's tune in to the trailer right now. Play that.
Play it.
Hey!
In a storm or something.
It's a pretty selective storm.
What are they doing?
Can we just leave, please?
Jim!
In this dirty old part of the city,
Maybe we missed the sign for the highway.
We didn't miss the sign.
where the sun refused to shine.
Can I help you?
We got on a detour off the highway and cell service around
Got
here.
your family with you?
Yeah. I was wondering if you could point me in the direction of the highway.
Not a problem.
And one thing I know is true.
What do you say?
Stay on the road.
You're dead before your time is
Did we turn somewhere?
God damn it.
Jim, we're driving in circles. You drove out this way. How did we get back here? Oh my God!
Everybody in there okay?
This is impossible.
Yeah, it is.
Where are we?
I know none of this makes sense yet. But everyone in this town has been exactly where you are right now. Everyone sees the tree. Those groves.
We'll just get out of here, please.
Kevin, we are stuck.
We didn't come here. We were brought.
What are you doing?
I'm checking to see if they moved.
If what moved?
The trees.
It's important for you to understand what happens after dark.
Lock your door, nail your window shut. You do these things, your family's gonna be safe.
Safe from what?
I've missed you so much.
Megan, what are you doing?
Maybe I can come in.
This is what happens when you break the rules.
They're coming.
There's only so many places we can go.
What are they?
You believe in monsters.
Please don't.
A man protects his family.
Get these people home, Sheriff.
Do everything I can.
Promise me.
Fire. That's all I'm gonna say is
Yeah.
this show is fire. What you think about it? Talk to me. Talk to me.
I
Talk to the
agree.
peoples.
I feel like this is not a typical horror show. Okay, we're used to the ghost, you know, boo, paranormal kind of thing, and From is giving us like what is going on, period. Right? So I want to tell y'all what I feel like is going on in this movie, right? So I feel like we got these kind of monsters that haunt in a certain time in the nighttime, right? And their job is specifically to torment you. That's it. And we need pawns in this kind of scenario. So they get regular people like you and I who might have a family or just might be a selfish person who just like single. They don't care. They don't discriminate who's in this town. That's what builds a community, I feel like, in this series. And they're able to use these type of people to see what they would do in the worst fearful situation.
Okay, I like that. I like that theory. I ain't even gonna lie. I like that. For me looking at this show, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be the regular. Let's remind ourselves that this show is coming from us from the same directors and writers as Lost. So I was feeling like it was gonna be in the world of where Lost is at. You know, a group of people lost. I see that, but I also see the portals, how they came across this tree in a row, and I'm starting to see this more now than ever, where we are going into these natural places and crossing portals, and they're not so easy to cross back out. And certain portals, it could leave you back to wherever, and some of them could lead you to a place like From, where you are being haunted by monsters that only come at night. They move strategically. They know how to trick your mind. You understand?
Yeah, they're basically attacking what you're most fearful of or what you like want the most.
Your nightmares.
Yes, because it goes from dreams to nightmares. You get they show a scene where the girl Boyd's son girlfriend, right? She always wanted a baby. And in this reality, she's able to have a baby. And normal reality, she knew in her mind that she could never have a child based off of whatever sickness that she was going through. So it played on that thought. Which can turn immediately into a nightmare. Like, why would you want to have a baby in this, kind of place? So it made her so scared to give birth to like an innocent being in a hellish kind of place.
I want to get into one of the scenes, right, is where you see you see the manipulation inside of these creatures that allowed them to trick this little girl into believing that her grandmother was really calling her.
Megan, it's Grandma. Come to the window.
But I'm not supposed to.
It's okay. I won't tell. It'll be our little secret.
Do you promise?
I promise.
The manipulation inside of these creatures that allowed them to trick this little girl into believing that her grandmother was really calling her. Only to, you understand? And then
what it did to her.
And then I like this town. I like the structure of the town where if you make one of these mistakes that is fatal, you got to go to this box. This box is left outside at night where the monsters could get you. So this guy, he got drunk. He must have been being a guy, right? A regular guy. But you got a wife and a kid at home, and you are not making sure they are properly protected. And so your kid falls for this monster, get eaten up, her and the wife. And now you got to pay the price of this once you sober up. I like that. That. Let's get into the town, the setup of the town where you got the colony house. You could have it's choices. You could either live in a colony house for everybody, or if you got a family like Jim and them you could pick one of the houses. What you would have picked? I mean, you got a family, so.
I mean, naturally, because Julie got to choose.
Julie got. That's what I'm saying. Julie got to choose.
And she chose the colony.
I would have chosen, if I was a teenager and I didn't want to be around my moms and them, I would have definitely chose the colony house. It was popping in the colony house. These are the things that we don't talk about, right, when it comes to these movies. And it is how us human beings can adapt to almost any situation. If you give us food and air and the choice to survive, we gonna survive. And that's what they did in this show. It showed how humans, even though y'all get trapped off in this time portal or this time loop where these monsters is coming, y'all still made a structure to keep everything smooth. You understand?
Be able to live, right?
To live, to wake up, to try to have some type of normalcy the next day. And I like that.
I wanna ask a question, right?
Yes, talk to me, baby.
Because we know the theory of Darwinism. And I feel like
you gotta put me on to that.
I feel like that's what they constantly do in these movies. Like, they're trying to justify the strongest and survival skills will always be the best benefit. Because it's like taking out the weakest. And in the animal situation, in the natural setting, the weakest would be killed off. And we don't even look at that as like bad, because we know that they're gonna hold us back.
The survival skills.
And yes, and I feel like in this that's what they do. They like picking at their most strongest and weakest points in these areas. Yeah, there's no in between. Like, there's no thinking like forgiveness and all that stuff. No, it's just like survival. Are you gonna eat or you're not?
I mean, where you going with it, baby?
I feel like that's what From is pushing. Like, that's why it's so extreme in this series. You get what I'm saying? Like, where the confusion come from, because we all want to be a hero, right? We all looking for Boyd to be the hero. He's the leader. And even in his scenario, he even gets weak. And then what do? We want to pick him off. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? In that situation, you need to be the strongest, and you will be the overcomer in that situation.
Well, let's talk about Victor. And how he was able to survive. Because if we're talking about strongest and survival, we're talking about Victor, right? He came here when he was like 11 years old, 1970s, and he lasted until present day. He gotta have seen so much, knew so much, but it seemed like he still don't know how to get out of that. And my question is Victor choosing to stay?
Right. That's a great question. I feel like Victor is always in like a childlike mind state. He's in the situation where you can't even fault him for his decision.
Yeah, of course not. But is he choosing to stay? That's what we asking here.
He's so traumatized. He's so traumatized.
He's definitely
in his childhood thing. He's not even able to make decisions like a normal adult. Every time when you look at Victor, did you automatically see him as like don't leave your kids around him? At first, you know what I mean? And they even put Ethan in that situation with Victor. So that we could understand where Victor come from. That he's not like a weirdo. He just never grew up and accepted the things that he was going through.
And he basically grew up there. If you come to a place like that when you're 11, you lose your mom, you lose your father, you lose your little sister, you are traumatized. You don't know if they made it off this island, off this little thing that they got going on, or if they got killed there. I think he's so traumatized and looking for his mother that he's choosing to stay there.
He lost reality. He lost touch to reality.
He did.
So is it a choice? No, I think he became that reality where From is. He is in From.
Yes. He is part of the structure of From. So now we're going to move forward to Dave finally killing one of them.
Want to play games?
I'm right here.
It's your blood now,
My blood is your blood now, mother effer.
Big scene.
Big scene. What you feel about that? This scene was the first time they killed one of those monsters.
Yeah, it was a big moment.
Big turnaround.
And from, because it was like, at this point, everybody felt hopeless. Like, we trapped here and we can't kill them.
I for sure thought it was over. I didn't know they was going to have anything but them talisman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Boyd, he figured this out. And this was based off of him just wandering off in the woods. Mm-hmm. It seems as though every time they go into the forest, it always pushes them back into the village, but it helps them out in some kind of way.
It seems like the more you push to get out, the more it pushed to keep you in.
Yeah.
So Boyd, he traveled with Sarah to the woods for some answers to see if they could get out of here. Mm-hmm. He bumped into he was a Marine or something like that.
Yeah, that was tied up in the chains.
In the medieval chamber, yeah. And then he was hanging on down there to dear life. Once he seen them worms crawling in his arms, he cut his wrist, he passed them to Boyd.
Right, that was the same curse that we heard Boyd give to the monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was dope. I'm not gonna lie, that was dope. I can't wait to see the rest, season 3.
Yeah, it's coming out too.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
It's coming out. I heard they got a release date. So overall, what you think about these experiments?
I feel like all they're doing is really just torturing them and throwing in like key things, like going through a tree and being somewhere else. Okay, that was something where we noticed, okay, that's different.
Yeah.
They throw in portals now. You can end up in one space and appear somewhere else. That I felt like was a big key thing for us to discover, right?
Mm-hmm. See, that was the little. See, we forgot about the little boy in all white.
Oh yeah.
Him coming, he was different from the other beings that was there in this town because he was able to come in the daytime. He was helping them.
And he wore white. It was like he was symbolizing like good versus the darkness and evil that they was facing.
Did he remind you of Ethan? I could have sworn the boy looked just like Ethan.
I thought I mixed him up and thought he was Ethan too. I was like, are they showing us Ethan trapped there already before that he got there? Because I'm like, why is this only one little ghost boy? And only Ethan can see him.
Yeah.
So that's the trickery of that.
That's definitely the trick. Ethan and Victor. Victor seen him too. He even drew the little boy.
That's another symbolism in the show.
Yes. So moving forward, we finally got somebody that seemed to got out of here.
Yeah.
We're going to play that clip for y'all.
Let's play it.
I'm cooling.
I'm sorry. I really am. This is the only way.
Just a moment.
you feeling?
Where am I?
St. Anthony's Hospital. I'm Dr. Brody. 3 days ago, a pair of hikers found you in the woods. You were lying unconscious on the side of a trail.
No.
Do you remember what you were doing out there?
No. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no,
Okay, so it seemed like this family, this couple is not playing.
Right. Tabitha and Jim, they got children,
Mm-hmm.
and they are like the only ones asking the most relevant questions at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And this is why I feel like Tabitha was the way out at the end of the season.
Yes, I do too. I even thought Jim had a real good plan when he went and tried to build that, what was that?
The radio.
The radio, yeah. Try to build it all the way up so he could get a radio signal. I thought that was super dope, and I thought it was gonna work. I even thought when him and Randall came together and tried to put a plan together with the drone.
Right.
I'm like, yo, that's smart.
Every time Jim showed he used practical, logical sense to try to get out of the situation that he was in. If you notice, most of the town people, they're so stuck in the fear state. All they can do is thinking about how they're going to live the next day, or the monster's going to get me today. You get what I'm saying? Not Jim and Tabitha, no.
Yeah, they wasn't playing.
You see that, right?
Yeah, they wasn't playing. You had Tabitha drilling a hole into the floor.
Yeah.
With a shovel, and you had Jim all the way building the tower up to the sky. So it seemed like these two wasn't nothing to play with.
Right.
At the end of it all, Tabitha finds her way to this lighthouse.
Yeah.
And pushes out. It seemed like she got pushed out of the whole lighthouse, right?
Yeah, we don't know who pushed her. Before we could see that she's having a vision of these children, and they constantly like haunt her in the and from. So it's like that's her fear based off of her trauma experience that she went through with her child. See, Tabitha lost a child.
Yeah, they don't talk
through
about
a freak
that.
accident. Yeah, she sits down with Julie, her daughter, and explains, that their family's gonna be okay because of this experience. I feel like that's why Tabitha sees these children, and I guess they're the most closest to innocence of any way out, any bad situation. I feel like.
Yeah.
She just was asking and looking for the right things, and the right moment got her out. Yeah.
Let's talk about Sarah and Boy when they went into the junk. No.
They went to the forest.
Yeah, they went into the forest for some more answers.
Yeah.
And it led them right back.
Yeah, it had them tumble them in the tent, right?
And they wound up seeing the lighthouse as well.
Yeah, see, that scene went past me just as fast too, and I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't see it over again, I would have missed it. So yeah, the lighthouse keeps showing up as a significant thing in From.
And we're not gonna talk about how Jim actually got the radio to work, only to be met by a voice.
Yeah.
A voice. Where do you think this voice is coming from?
To be honest, nobody knows where it's coming from, but it kind of makes sense, like who pushed Tabitha. Everybody, he's like a warning to everyone.
Yeah.
Like, stop searching, stop pushing, stop looking.
So stop trying to get out.
Yeah, and when Tabitha gets pushed out of this lighthouse, usually you would think, oh man, she's dead. But instead you see she waked up in the hospital in normal reality. I feel like all of that stuff is just big symbolism.
It is. From the writers, directors, actors, y'all did an incredible job. Us out here, what do you rate it? From a 1 to a 10, what do you rate this show?
9.5.
I'm gonna give From a 9.5 as well.
Yeah.
So From, you get a 9.5 from the Common Sense Show. Let's get that right.
Well, thanks guys for watching this video. I hope that you like this content.
We out of here. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and let them know we here.